Hi, my name is Betsy, and I'm a speech and language therapist at the Ministry of Education in New Zealand. I think originally my husband and I were talking about having a bit of an international adventure, but we got to thinking about how we wanted to expose our two elementary school age children to new cultures, new diverse ways of thinking and living. So we went straight ahead and worked with New Zealand Speech Therapy Association and did our due diligence and got paperwork toward being a member. And that helped move the process toward permanent residency for us. So we actually obtained permanent residency before we moved. Beginning work was a pretty easy switch up for me. Working amongst other Kiwis, I recognized one of the biggest differences was that they actually took morning tea and lunch breaks and afternoon tea when that worked. I also noticed how flexible the managers were when I had a situation like I had to take a child to a doctor appointment, that there just didn't seem to be the same amount of stress about, needing to be accountable for every single minute. It was just a much more relaxed and less stressful work experience. My workday is different in New Zealand in that I believe there's more autonomy in setting up my schedule and knowing where I'm at with each relationship that I've developed with the families and the teaching teams. As far as professional learning opportunities, Ministry of Education does a fantastic job of making sure their speech and language therapists have the tools they need, the resources they need. They have ongoing courses that they run, and you can put your hand up for an area that you haven't explored before, such as AAC or maybe parent coaching or something that you're wanting to learn that Ministry of Education does cover and pay for and encourages you to participate in for your own professional development, and also to achieve benchmarks for your country certification. As a way of the Ministry of Education supporting its professionals to learn more about Māori culture in order to continue that partnership with them, we're almost constantly offered cultural learning and waiata and songs, and there are trainings with Te Reo that I can participate in to extend myself in the language. And I think that might have been one of the things that surprised us too, that our children and myself as a worker are constantly immersed with other cultures beyond European and also Māori. There are people from all over the world, and one of the biggest benefits our children received is being at a school where I think some 50% of the children were from somewhere else. And so they were constantly influenced, and we were too, by their families and their sharing of their culture with us. Our children have, they would say, a foot in both countries, but they, as adults, are choosing New Zealand for their home. Our son actually answered that question for me. He's a young adult now. He came to New Zealand when he was 7. And he said, I know more about my own culture now. And he said, I choose New Zealand. Our work-life balance is phenomenal. The same with my husband too. Like, we don't bring work home at night. Our stress level has dropped tremendously. And we are expected to look after ourselves. Our employers want that for us. And we take advantage of the physical environment, the outdoorsiness of the area, the easy access to beaches, and fully embrace looking after ourselves. The advice I would give to a speech and language therapist who is maybe not even sure, but considering a possible move overseas, is have a look at New Zealand. We weren't even that much aware of what was happening down under until our friends shared with us their experiences. Have a closer look. We've been absolutely impressed with the tolerance and the progressiveness of New Zealand, and knowing it's a safe culture to raise your children in, and it's also a lot of fun. So have a look.